The Labour Party in Lagos State has raised serious allegations against the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission, also known as LASIEC, and the Independent National Electoral Commission, also known as INEC, accusing them of acting in bad faith and compromising the electoral process ahead of the forthcoming local government elections. LASIEC issued nomination forms to a rival faction of the Labour Party that had been sacked by the Supreme Court, despite the letter stating that no faction would be given forms until clarification from INEC. To discuss this, I'm joined by Rotimi Odunaike, the chairman for the Labour Party Caretaker Committee in Lagos State. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me, Dapo.
All right. Let me start by asking what exactly is the position of the Labour Party in Lagos State as regards the involvement of the SEC and INEC ahead of the LG polls?
So let me take you on a chronological timeline of events that has happened in the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Or 3 weeks, should I say. On the 5th of May, we wrote to INEC, or the National Working Committee wrote to INEC, stating that the new Caretaker Committee was formed. On the 9th of May, we were inaugurated. On the 13th of, no, on the 10th of, on the 11th of May, 12th of May, sorry, we submitted our letter to LASIEC and to INEC. And on the 13th of May, I personally went to LASIEC to go and give them information on our primaries, which was due to hold on the 17th of May. I was lucky enough that the LASIEC chairman, Honorable Okikiolu, Justice Okikiolu, former justice, was on seat that day, and she invited us into her office, myself and one of my deputy chairmen. And she told us that she had received the same letter of invitation for primaries from two other factions. And as a result, two other factions. Asides us.
Okay.
And as a result of that, she could not commit to attending to any primaries until she had clarification from INEC. So she had written to INEC seeking clarification on INEC's position on who the legitimate leadership of the Labour Party in Lagos State was. That was on the 13th of May that she had that verbal conversation with me. I mean, in that same vein, she accepted and acknowledged the letter that we gave to her, that we wrote to her. Then on the 15th of May, I received a letter from LASIEC stating categorically that they could not come and observe our Labour Party primaries until that time that they hear back from INEC. So we had our primaries. No LASIEC member was there for observation. Other factions had their primaries. No LASIEC member was there for observations. On the 20th of May, then I got a letter from, LASIEC that was written to the REC requesting for clarifications again on who the legitimate leadership of the Labour Party in Lagos State was. And then come the 22nd of May, LASIEC is selling forms to a faction of...
What faction is this?
The Diokon faction of the Labour Party in Lagos State.
Okay.
So the letter that was written to me on the 15th of May, it was CC'd to other, it was written to other factions as well. Stated, Rotimi Odunaike, State Chairman, Labour Party. I mean, we all know that the LASIEC chairman is an ex-judge. She's learned. LASIEC has a legal department. INEC has a legal department. They said they would wait for clarifications, and no clarification has come. So on hearing that they sold forms to the other faction, we then went to LASIEC on Friday. There was a lot of issues. We couldn't see the chairman. After a while, my people saw the chairman, and she came out, and there was a verbal conversation. But I insisted that we needed a letter to show, because you wrote to REC, you wrote to INEC. There needs to be a letter back to them to tell you that categorically this is the leadership team of Labour Party in Lagos State. We didn't get that. So we wrote a letter seeking that clarification from them, and we took that letter to LASIEC this morning. On getting to LASIEC this morning, we then received, after a lot of back and forth, the chairman came out after a while to speak to us. She then gave us this letter. Okay. Now this is where I want Nigerians to see and Lagosians to see what is going on. The letter that was given to us was written by INEC to LASIEC. And the letter is about the request for clarification on lawfully recognized executives of the party. The letter was written not just about Labour Party, but about Accord Party as well. Apparently there's dispute about leadership in Accord Party. The letter then references the Accord letter that was written to INEC to clarify their leadership team, and said they referenced a letter that was dated 2nd December 2024. I see the Accord letter dated 2nd December 2024. Then it says that the Labour letter written to INEC to clarify dated 14th of March 2025. Then I look to see the list of executives that was sent to them, and it was a letter dated 8th June 2023. Like I said, she's a retired judge. INEC, LASIEC, they have a legal department. How can they get this wrong if there's nothing fishy? And I did tell it to her face. I said, if it smells like fish, it looks like fish, it must be fish. There's something fishy going on, and we need clarification on this.
So, I mean, from everything that you said, you said that apparently it appears there are 3 factions in Lagos. Where do you suspect this foul play coming from? If at all there's a foul play.
I don't want to accuse anyone, because it's all going to be allegations. But we do know that there was a Supreme Court judgment that came in on the 4th of April. Everyone, entire Nigeria knows that. It should not take INEC more than a few days or a few weeks to interpret that judgment. And that judgment clearly states that the Aburi leadership had ended a long time ago. There can't be a vacuum in a political party. It's internal issues, and a national working committee exists. And that national working committee has mandated us, the Caretaker committee, to take care of things in Lagos State for now. So, I don't know, you can do the math.
Oh, okay, because I think that judgment also sort of insinuated that it's an internal party issue that can be resolved internally within the party. Because we've also seen party members give their own various interpretations to this judgment, saying, look, it's our base, it's our primary issue, and then the court has said we should interpret it as best as we please. So what's your take on that?
Well, there's one clear thing that is clear in black and white for everyone to understand, that the Aburi-led national leadership tenure is over and was already over. That is all that matters. INEC cannot state to a party who their leadership team is. The party would either have a national working committee to close the vacuum, leadership vacuum, until that time that Congress is held, from ward level to local government level to state level and the national, right? That hasn't happened. The Aburi tenure is over. That is clear in black and white. I don't know why there needs to be any back and forth and people trying to interpret what is not. It should not take INEC more than a week, at tops 2 weeks. Now we've gone back and forth for about 6 weeks. They have intelligent people in INEC. It shouldn't take that long. And we need verification. I'm going to come back to Lagos State because that is my focus for now. National can take care of national problems. But our focus is Lagos State and the upcoming elections. We need clarification. Whoever signed this letter can come back to us and let us know. Because the letter that was dated to me, that was written to REC, was dated 20th of May. The letter that was referenced here from LASIEC to INEC was dated, 2 letters were referenced, 12th and the 16th. We never got wind of that, of those letters.
All right. So, I mean, what would you consider the ideal in this situation?
I feel for the people in the grassroots that we're fighting for. That is number one. One thing I don't want is for us as a party to be disenfranchised come the elections. Right? We want the right leadership in Lagos to be recognized based on the highest courts ruling in this land. And for us to then be allowed to conduct and support our candidates through the local government and ward elections coming up in July 12th. That's what we want.
Why is it difficult for Labour Party to come out united? And I'm going somewhere. In the last elections in Lagos, we saw what happened. There was a political tsunami of some sort, something so many people never thought would happen. On the back of the Labour Party, on that platform, we saw a change in the political tide in the state. And that's to tell you the level of faith, as at back then, the people had in the party. And then just fast forward a few years from then, we are seeing, issues of crisis and chaos within the party at this state. What do you think is the issue? Why is Labour Party not united?
It's politics. The people are the people.
Do you suspect some people are planted in the party to destabilize it? Do you think you have moles around you?
I cannot confirm anything that is not confirmed. They're all unconfirmed rumors right now, so I can't confirm that. No one has been caught red-handed to say, oh, is an APC mole or a PDP mole? No. But one thing I want to say to Nigerians and to Lagosians is that when leaders stop leading and governing and focus on politics, this is what happens. Like you said, there was a tsunami and we backed someone. The youth backed someone. There was a voice behind someone. It was a movement for change, a movement for aspiration, a movement for hope. That movement is still there, regardless of everything that is going on within the party. The party, Labour Party, is a vehicle for the youth that want their voice heard, that want their candidate heard, or their candidate in power to get there. And we will get there. But at some point, we need to stop playing politics and focus on the matters at hand.
All right, Rotimi. We'll come back, of course, to this, but let's go on a quick break. Once we return, we'll definitely pick up. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. It's still Politics HQ on News Central Television. I still have my guest with me, Rotimi Odunaike, as the chairman for the Labour Party Caretaker Committee, Lagos State. Of course, he joins me live in the studio. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me.
All right, just quickly, because we're really pressed for time. Aside these issues that you've mentioned, ahead of the local government polls, do you have any other reservation as regards the activities of LASIEC or INEC?
If this is not clarified, then I worry that our people are going to be disenfranchised. If we're going to the polls under a leadership that is not recognized by INEC, but they're saying they're recognized by INEC right now, then if we win the elections, or when we win the elections, or when the candidates win the elections, they can be taken to a tribunal, and they'll be immediately nullified. Their win will be nullified, because you have to, as a candidate, you have to be under a party, under leadership, for you to run for elections. And this document hasn't clarified that. That is my biggest worry. The candidates that we have in the grassroots that have been working tirelessly day and night in the last 3, 4, 5 years, trying to get to a point where they can actually contest in an election, win an election so that they can actually govern. Let's not forget, all of these things that we're talking about here is politics. We need to start moving away from politics and looking at governance, which is missing from the polity. All of our leaders right now are playing politics. We don't need that. We want to move away from politics and look at governance, and it's those people that I'm fighting for. That is my biggest worry. All
right. Before we go, Rotimi, if you were to advise your party members, and even INEC and LASIEC, what would you tell them?
Do the right thing. Let the rule of law prevail. It's as simple as that. Do the right thing, let the rule of law prevail. They are intelligent people in INEC. They're intelligent people in LASIEC. The LASIEC chairman is an ex-Lagos State High Court judge. People say women lie, men lie, numbers don't. The dates here are numbers, and to me, clarification is still sought, because there's no clarification right now with this letter that I have in my hand.
Before I let you go also, I know that we've talked about factionalization, but I'd also want us to look at it from this perspective where, we know of different groups within the party laying claims to leadership role. For instance, that of the Adesoyin-led faction disavowed the Ekong-led executive committee. You're laughing. Causing tensions within the party. Is there a way forward?
There is a way forward. When the right group is allowed to lead the direction.
Which is the right group in this context?
You know.
I don't know. I don't know. You say.
Like I said, I'll go back to the Supreme Court judgment.
Yeah.
Aburi's tenure was over. there's a National Working Committee. National Working Committee put together a caretaker committee in Lagos State to look after the affairs of Lagos State. And we're given 3 mandates. 1, take us to the polls, conduct primaries, take us to the polls for the LG elections on July 12th. 2nd, bring everybody together as part of that. Let all the factions come together, let's heal and move forward. And the 3rd one is conduct a Congress. Because we still need elected. I'm not an elected executive member of Labour Party in Lagos State. I am selected. Democratically, each party has to elect, not select. The people from the grassroots up have to elect their leaders. And that is when justice will be done and we can move forward and start looking ahead to 2027 as well, from a Lagos State perspective, that is.
Are you afraid that your party might not participate in this LG polls?
No, I'm not, if the truth prevails. If the truth prevails, I keep going back to this because there's no clarity here, but if the truth prevails, right, the gates of INEC and LASIEC cannot hold us back.
What's your next line of action should you not hear from LASIEC or INEC?
I will have to defer that question to my legal team to lead us forward in what the best line of action will be without hampering anything around the party as a whole. Because at the end of the day, I'm still for the Labour Party. So we need to do what's best to get us to where we need to get to.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you very much for having me.
Odunaike. It's been a pleasure. As the chairman of the Labour Party Caretaker Committee, Lagos State, and of course, it's been having the conversation as regards some, what I call it, reservations of the party ahead of the local government polls in Lagos. Well, in case you missed out, you might want to, of course, catch up on our YouTube platform. That's at News Central TV. You can also choose to follow us across social media with the same handle as there on your screen. We are live on GoTV now, channel 23. You can watch us there. And of course, you can also watch us live online. You have it all displayed on your screen. You can choose to follow me personally at Dakwo at Digboyi. Until I come your way tomorrow, good night.